What up, guys? It's Fernando back with another video. Today we'll be doing my Raw Smackdown. I keep doing that. Smackdown recap and review for the April 24th episode. And boy, we had a pretty good show today. I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish. It was a really good show. It's one of those shows, man, when you get off of work, you just like to sit down and just be entertained the whole time. It was good. It was really good. So let's get into it. So the show starts off with Jacob Fatu coming to the ring, and he basically just, what he said on Raw, he wants Roman Reigns, and that he challenges Roman Reigns to prove to him that he isn't ready, and that he wants him at Backlash. And then we immediately get the Usos come out, and the Usos basically come and tell Jacob Fatu, don't go after Roman Reigns, go after Cody. They kind of went out the crowd. It was kind of interesting here. We have the Usos played a little bit of a heelish role, and basically we're trying to protect Roman Reigns, like coming out to his defense and trying to steer Jacob Fatu away from going after Roman Reigns. And then we have the MFTs come out, and the MFTs are just a lost cause. But anyways, Solo comes out and says, don't listen to the Usos, and that he wants Jacob to join him because he's gonna need an army to beat Roman Reigns. And that was pretty much that segment. And then Jacob Fatu challenges Solo to a match, which would be later on would be the main event of the show. And that was that. Nothing too crazy, but it's really starting to pick up here with the full Bloodline reunion, full Bloodline storylines. It's really starting to hit hard here, and it really shows that the Uso brothers are really attached with Roman Reigns, and it seems like they're a cohesive unit. Jacob Fatu is kind of on his own thing, and Solo and the MFTs are dog shit. But anyways, great way to start the show. Then we get Tiffany Stratton versus Julia, and note backstage, there was some tension between Julia and Kiana James. Basically, Kiana James was saying she tried her best to get on the Mania card and Julia wasn't having it, saying basically whatever. There was tension there, but we get to the match, and it was a really good match. These two, Julia and Tiffany, have really good chemistry. It's quick back and forth to start with roll-ups, cool moves like that stunner Tiffany does. It was great, and the crowd was behind the whole thing. They were just great. The crowd all night was phenomenal, by the way, for every little thing that they popped for, they made noise for, and it was great. But in the end, it ends with the Alabama Slam into the prettiest moonsault ever, and we have a new United States new champion. This match was great, and for the United States champion, it's the best thing ever to happen for this United States champion. We have a former main eventer who still, in my eyes, is a main eventer, Tiffany Stratton, holding this belt, and now this division has some life. Will WWE book it like that? I don't know, but we have a starting point. We have Tiffany Stratton, so well known, so well over, is the new United States champion. Will they continue the feud with Julia? I'm not sure what they go, but now the United States championship is up for grabs, because if you beat Tiffany Stratton, or you are in a feud with Tiffany Stratton, that elevates you. It's just great news for United States championship. I feel bad for Julia, but I feel like there's that storyline with Kiana James. Hopefully WWE doesn't play it out, and end up releasing people, but Julia can continue in the United States Championship realm, and it's just great news for that whole division. So, thumbs up, new United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton. She's going to take that title to new heights, hopefully. And then we have Paige and Brie Bella versus Charlexa. This match was just pretty much a challenge, and we get into it, and literally like a couple minutes into it, we have the call-ups, the debut on the main roster of Fatal Influence. They come in and they take everyone out. And I thought this was a brilliant play here by WWE. I didn't expect it in this match. I just don't know why I didn't expect it, but man, they come in and destroy everyone, and they immediately make a big splash. And the way that Fatal Influence is structured, this feud, this faction, is something WWE has got to use. From the reaction of what they got on this show, and they come back later in the show, they have to be used properly. So I'm excited for that, but we'll get into what they do on later in the show. But small, short little segment of their debut. Great. Then we get the Cody Rhodes promo. He basically comes out. He called out Randy Orton saying that he hit him with his best shot, and Cody Rhodes still got up. He got up, took the shot, and he's still a fighting champ. He goes at Sami Zayn for calling him a golden boy. And another interesting thing is he goes at the outside forces for interjecting themselves in his match and said he's now 3-0 against them. Nothing really of like good material here of what's next for Cody. I'm assuming it's got to still be Randy Orton without those outside forces. And so he again, he mentioned Randy in the promo, so I'm assuming that they'll continue the feud with that, and this was just to get Cody on the show, but nice little promo. And then we get Damian Priest versus R-Truth for the MSTs for the Tag Team World Champions, Tag Team Champs, and Priest and Truth win. Good. Why are the MFTs featured on the start, the middle, the beginning, the middle of the middle, the end of the beginning of the beginning? Why are the MFTs being featured at every section of the show with how bad and how useless they are? It's getting beyond me. But let's put that to the side. We got Damian Priest and R-Truth. Again, every time they come out, they're getting pops. And these two just put on entertaining matches. The crowd loves it. Will they do anything with these tag team champions? I don't think so. But if you're not going to, at least just keep them on Truth and Priest so they can just continuously get on the show and have nice filler matches with people that people enjoy watching, with characters that people enjoy watching. Great. I liked this little segment, but I hate the MFTs so much. But Truth and Priest are just so good on TV for entertainment that just keep this up. If you have a little space in the show, throw the tag team champions. Have anyone come challenge for the tag team champions, and just keep it on the show. And maybe they potentially build up something. Probably not. But oh my gosh, yeah. Thank you, Truth and Priest, for being in the tag team division, and we'll see what goes from here. I have no clue. I have no predictions or any idea what they do from here, but just keep them on the show for God's sake. And then we get the Trick Willie United States Championship win at WrestleMania celebration with Little Yachty and the Gingerbread Man. We'll get that in. Basically, Little Yachty says he's here to stay, which I don't mind, because Yachty seems to know his role as a celebrity. He is in the background of everything. He stays out of it. He doesn't try to make it about him. He knows WWE, and he knows his role, and the chemistry between him and Trick is just phenomenal. They're bouncing back and forth in promos, and just the hype man that Lil Yachty is for someone like Trick. And Trick doesn't need the hype man, but it's just for his character. It's obnoxious to have one, and for it to be Lil Yachty is just phenomenal. I think these two are golden together. I can really see them. Hopefully, maybe Lil Yachty said he's staying, so it looks like he's staying. But anyways, that's beside this point. And another thing is they kind of double down on the heelish side. That Trick is still a heel by saying no more open challenges, which I'm kind of glad about, because the open challenges became meaningless. We knew someone was going to retain, and eventually someone was going to get knocked off, and it's just repetitive, in my opinion. I know I might not be of the popular opinion, but I think it is just repetitiveness, and that I get maybe every 2, 3, 4, maybe every, like once a month or every 3 weeks we have a United States Challenge, but every single week where someone, and eventually it just becomes of a letdown of who answers. So they said no more open challenges, that Trick is a prize, and that no one can just be gifted a chance. So anyways, we get that, and as Trick celebrating, the Gingerbread Man takes us, and it's Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn attacks him. But then the weirdest thing, Sami Zayn is high-fiving fans as he's leaving the arena in the gingerbread costume, which still indicates that he is a babyface, and that he is this person that wants to, like, what are we doing here? I'm good with Trick being a heel, because Trick can do anything. Trick is the best thing ever. Trick is amazing. He's young. Trick is great. But what are we doing with Sami Zayn here? Are they just trying to play us on and then eventually wait for that heel turn? Because at this point, it's gotten so bad, I believe so, that when he does turn heel, no one's going to give a shit. We're going to boo him because we just generally don't want to watch Sami Zayn on WWE TV. Oh, they got to quit with this long-term just nonsense constantly. And there's no payoff. There's no payoff. But anyways, it looks like this feud is obviously going to continue, and hopefully Trick just puts an end to it, and we throw Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, all these just other mid-level stars to just get back in this title picture and just push Sami Zayn to the side, because I'm sick of it. I don't care if he turns heel, because what is he going to do after that? He's not going to win the United States Championship back. He's already had it 2 times in the last year. We don't need another one of that. So he just needs to go kick rocks and let Trick Willie, let the big dogs, let the adults handle the United States Championship. And then we get The Miz versus Danhausen, and to go back on through the beginning of the show, we had Danhausen went to the Miz's house, was got in his pool, and then another funny segment where he's in Miz's house, he's using his golf simulator, hits Miz in the nuts. Then he meets Maurice at the door, and as Maurice is yelling at Danhausen, Miz comes to throw chocolate on Danhausen. Danhausen disappears, and Miz throws chocolate on Maurice. Funny little segment. Danhausen is great anywhere you put him, whether it's promotions, merch sales, in the ring. He's funny, and obviously backstage segments and in-ring segments. He's just phenomenal anywhere. But anyways, we get into the match. It's a really, really short match. Another funny thing is Miz was getting Miz is toxic chants, so they're using his teammates thing again. This match was just great. Obviously, the Miz and Kit Wilson are showboating on the outside, and they get cursed, and fireworks or pyro comes and gets in the eyes. Danhausen is able to roll up the Miz again. Phenomenal. Danhausen ends up running around, hiding, gets back in his little car. And another funny thing, when Danhausen's entrance was coming, some fan took money out and threw it in Danhausen's car. It was the funniest thing ever. What these three are doing is just, I sound repetitive, but I don't care, because it's phenomenal. It's funny. It's a little break in the seriousness of the show for just these three that constantly put out funny, entertaining content and programs, and just everything about them is just great. Obviously this isn't done, because everything that's going on, this is going to build up to more, and eventually something's going to happen, and the curse is still undefeated. It's taking out the New York Knicks. Danhausen is undefeated Hausen. He is 2-0. He's only had 2 matches, but he's 2-0. The streak is gonna continue for forever. I just love everything they're doing with him. And Danhausen, he just doesn't have to feud with the Miz and Kit. You could put him anywhere, any show, and he's gonna shine. Again, just phenomenal stuff. Great little match, fun, entertaining. Then we get Rhea Ripley's coming to the ring, and she cuts a promo, basically saying she's a fighting champ, and she immediately gets interrupted by Fatal Influence again. They popped up on the show again, but this time, brother, as they are walking to the ring, these 3 women are getting booed out the building. They are getting nuclear heat, like Dominic Mysterio level boos, Dominic Mysterio level heat. It was, I haven't seen it since Dominic Mysterio. This heat was, the crowd was letting her have it. You could not hear her talking. It wasn't piped in, because I saw videos from people in the crowd that they couldn't hear what she was saying. It was phenomenal for an NXT call-up on her first day to get this type of reaction. I just said throw the fucking title on her. Let Rhea drop the title. Have them cheat and let her get the title. It was great. It was great. But anyways, they end up getting to a match. It was a really fun match. Obviously, Fatal Influence tried cheating, blah blah blah. Back and forth. Really great. The crowd was chanting. I think they were chanting, "This is awesome." It ends up with Rhea getting the upper hand and Fatal Influencing, crashing the party, getting disqualified, and her beating the brakes off of Rhea Ripley, which is what it needed to be. It protected JC Jane from taking a pin and them beating up the top star, the top babyface. And they attacked all the babyfaces earlier, and they're just going to continue building these nuclear. JC Jane will get booed like that in every arena from now on for the foreseeable future. The greatest thing. And like I said before, the faction fits so well. The two, they can go after the tag titles, and you have JC Jane who could go after anything. She could be a single star, and there's so much you could do with these 3 women. It's just phenomenal work. But anyways, I was really hyped up for this. It was so entertaining, and the crowd was so into it. They were booing every time JC Jane was trying to get some offense off. They were booing her. But great by WWE, and this just shows how NXT is just going above and beyond, just taking everything to the next level. All these debutants that they've had over the past year and a half, or not even year and a half, maybe year and a half, whatever, they've all just become megastars over with the crowds, and people want to see them every single week. It's just great to watch. Great to see these young talents, and great for these women as their main roster debut. Then we get a couple more things. We have Blake Monroe's getting called up. She had a little vignette. Great. She's gonna be over because she's fucking hot. She's hotter than hell. A nice hot blonde. So she's gonna be over. That's good. Ricky Saints is getting called up. He's the amount of charisma this dude has. He's great too. Great. Two great more additions to SmackDown. And then we have a fun little thing where Charlotte and Charlotte is in medical. Rhea walks in the medical, and then we kind of get a hint, a slight thing of Charlotte taking a jab at Rhea, saying that she wasn't able to take out JC Jane, so she's going to do it next week. So we're going to get Charlotte versus JC Jane, another huge spotlight for JC Jane. But we also get that slight little bit of friction between Rhea and Charlotte, which from the WrestleMania 39, I don't think they've met since then. Boy, I would love for them to renew that rivalry. From WrestleMania 36, I believe, when Rhea was still a rookie, to WrestleMania 39, maybe they review that, and I would love for them to go back to that. So there's that. Then we get Jacob Fatu versus Solo as the main event. Match was meh. It's like the MFTs just ruin everything. If Solo was by himself, this would be so much better. But anyways, Solo dominates pretty much the majority of the match with the help of the MFTs cheating the whole time. And then obviously Fatu ends up winning the match in the end. But then the real interesting thing happens after the match. Meanwhile, by the way, during the match, the Usos are standing at the top of the ramp, even though Jacob told him to stay away. But anyways, he wins the match, and the MFTs attack. Shit, it's fucking hot. Best drink in the world, by the way. Jacob Fatu, and he just wrecks the whole MFTs. He takes them all out. He puts steel chairs on their heads and does the little hip attack in the corner. He puts somebody on the table. I don't give a shit who it was. I'm sick of the MFTs. He puts them on the announce table, breaks it through, and he just destroys all the MFTs, which I thought was just a cool little segment here at the end. It really makes Jacob look powerful, and all the meanwhile, the Usos are watching him. They get a first-hand view of what Jacob Fatu is capable of, and it really put over how violent Jacob Fatu is, and I hope they continue to do this so that he can be up to the level of Roman Reigns, and the crowd is loving Jacob Fatu the whole night. It was great. The way the MFTs are used, they're buried now. They're done. Like 4 or 5 guys get taken out by one dude. Again, a waste of space. But anyways, I'm so glad they were able to do this for Jacob Fatu. And he, at the end of the show, he's looking at the Usos. He says, "Tell Roman I'm gonna be there Monday." So obviously, we're gonna get this whole bloodline thing going again, which is good. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I never was, but it's entertaining and it's storylines that can keep building. But anyways, this SmackDown, top to bottom, there was no dead spots. There really wasn't. Again, like I said, great show, great call-ups. I give this SmackDown a thumbs up, and I'm so happy for the young future of the WWE. Will WWE use them correctly? I don't know, because WWE has seemed to release a multitude of people by this. I'm going to read off the list I see right here. We have Kyrie Sane, Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross, Santos Escobar, Machine Guns, Dexter Lumis, Apollo Crews, Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, and a bunch of other young NXT. Again, I don't like that people are lose their jobs. Do I think they were the best? No, and some of it's unpopular opinion. But at the end of the day, WWE is a business. They have to make business decisions, and if you're not cutting it, you're just not cutting it, and that's the truth. But the thing is, the talent that they have brought up as of recently have been absolutely phenomenal, and the talent that I just kind of named off just didn't really attach itself to the product, to the fans, to storylines, and it's just unfortunate. It's not all their fault. Obviously, WWE has seriously fucked some of these people over and not giving them work that they deserve. But it sucks. But at the end of the day, they got to do what they got to do. And for some, they might view it as a positive. But anyways, let's get away from all that negativity. the show was great, and yeah, really entertaining. So hopefully, now that the WrestleMania is over, we can really turn it up and maybe get back to some decent shows, unlike the road to WrestleMania. Post WrestleMania, now hopefully we into Backlash and further on, we get some good quality WWE. So again, thanks for watching. I will see y'all Monday.